Alright, hey guys, welcome to another Mites tutorial, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a free platformer game on the game engine Construct 3. So your first step is to go to construct.net and create a free account. Once you've done that, click Launch Now, and you'll be greeted with this screen over here. So before we get into building the actual game, I'm going to show you guys the end result. So as you can see in our game, if we wait for it to load, you can jump up, you can go to the right, you can go to the left, and if you fall off your platform, you respawn. Same thing happens with the spike. If I hit my spike, I also respawn at that same coordinate over there. And if I manage to finish the level and I hit the coin, I go to a different level. So I go to level 2 and onwards. Then I go to level 3 and level 4 and level 5, etc. So for your game, it doesn't have to be Mario themed. You can customize it to whatever you want or whatever you're interested to. So if we exit out of that, and let's get into making our game. So at the top right, I want you to select new project, and I want you to name this project whatever you'd like. So I'm going to name my project Platformer, and make sure your preset is SD Landscape 16:9. Your viewport size, change that to 1600:900. And make sure your orientation is landscape and you start with event sheet rather than script. Enable optimize for pixel art and then hit create. So once you hit create, you'll be greeted with this screen. Your screen may look a little different. For example, it might be white. That's because you have the light mode on, but there's no difference in the function of making the game. So what I want you to do is click anywhere on your canvas, and on the left it should be on default from 3200 by 1800. I want you to change that to 1600 by 900 and click enter. Now zoom out of your sheet and then center it like so. And once you've done that, now we're going to get into our first step. I want you to right click, click insert new object and search for sprite. And click on this object over here and click anywhere on your canvas. Just make sure it's in the square or in the rectangle. So click and change your color palette to whatever you like. I'm going to make mine green, for example. And then make sure this tool over here that says rectangle is selected. So I'm going to change mine to whatever shade of green I'd like. And make sure this rectangle tool under the line tool is selected. And you'll see the outline of a black box over here. I want you to go to the top left of that black box, like so, and drag all the way down to the bottom right. I want you to exit out, and I want you to rename this under object types to platform. So if you guys couldn't guess, this is going to be our platform for the game we're going to create. I want you to change this to a thin rectangle shape like so, and put it somewhere near the middle of your screen to the left. Now we're going to create our player. So I want you to right click, click insert new object, search for sprite, and do the same thing except with a different color this time. So I'm going to make my color, let's say purplish pink, like so. Make sure that rectangle shape is selected and go to the top left of your black box. Go all the way down to the bottom right. Exit out, and this time I want you to name this to player. I want you to drag it up here, and where it says size, I want you to change that from 250 by 250 to 32 times 32. Click enter, and you'll have this size over here, and put that a couple of pixels over your platform, like so. So if we click play, we'll see that nothing happens so far. So if I click the arrow keys, nothing happens. So let's go ahead and fix that. I want you to select your player and click edit behaviors. Then I want you to select add new behavior and search for platform. Double click and then exit out. So now let's click play. We'll see that our player just drops straight down and we can't do anything about that. So what we have to do is make our platform solid. So click edit behaviors, add new behavior, and this time search for solid, double click, exit out, and now let's see how our game works. So as you can see, our player stays this time, and if I hit the up arrow key, this is the moment of truth, our player jumps. If we go to the right arrow key, our player goes to the right, and if we hit the left arrow key, our player goes to the left. So the big thing we're trying to fix right now is that when our player jumps off, our player doesn't respawn yet. So let's go ahead and fix that really quickly. So I want you to right click anywhere on your screen, insert new object, search for sprite, double click on your sprite, repeat the process except this time make sure to select black. Black is the best color for this. Make sure your rectangular tool shape is selected. I want you to create a black square like so. Exit out, and I want you to rename this to death. Once you rename that to death, I want you to drag it to the bottom of your canvas, stretch it all the way to the right, and all the way to the left. And then make it thin, but it still appeared. So, like so. Don't make it so thin that it disappears, make sure it's still visible. Like that, that's perfect. So what's going to happen is that every time our player collides with this, we need our player to spawn right back here at these coordinates. So in order to do that, at the top, you'll see 3 pages. You'll see Start Page, Layout 1, and Event Sheet. I want you guys to head over to Event Sheet number 1, and at the top left, click Add Event. Once you're at Add Event, I want you to select Player and click Collision. So search for collision and click on collision with another object, and that object is going to be death. Click done. So right now player on collision with death, and then click add action right next to that. Click system and search for go to layout, and the layout we're going to select is layout 1. Now all you got to hit is done, and let's see how our game works. So if I hit play, you can see I can go to the right, to the left, I can jump, and when I jump down, I respawn right back at those coordinates. So let's see that again. I respawn right back at those coordinates every single time. Now here comes the fun part of how you can customize your game however you'd like. So what you can do is under object types, drag your platform all the way to your canvas and repeat that as many times as you'd like about how many platforms you want in your game. So let's say I want this many platforms in my game. I can adjust my platforms in whatever order you like. So again, this is completely up to you. This is the fun of making the game. You can make it as challenging as you like, but I'm gonna make it fairly simple. And now let's see if it works. Wait for our game to load. And as you can see, I can jump to each platform. And for example, if I miss a jump, it spawns me right back at where I spawned. So that's it for the game right now. Again, we're going to have 2 more videos uploaded in the future of how to finish this game. So look forward to part 2 and part 3. And in those parts, we're going to be discussing how to create a new level, how to enter obstacles, and how to theme your game. So once again, thank you for tuning in, and make sure to check the Mites website for future class details. Thank you for watching.